Now before some of you guys get bent out of shape and say that I shouldn't be running 7590 in my ZF Trans, that I should be running ATF, I believe it's the some of the early 95 M3s, don't quote me on this, they had the ZF transmissions use actual manual transmission fluid, and I had the misfortune of picking one up. I run Synchromax ATF and basically every other ZF that I've owned, but this one calls for manual trans, so we're going to run 7590. And it is indicated by that little one right there. Most of them are orange and they have ATF on it. This one, not so much. I sat at Pep Boys for probably like 20 minutes trying to find a thread, because there's so few. Nobody really has ZFs that run manual transmissions. They're a lot less common, but they're floating around there. So some digging found what I needed. I also picked up a drive shaft last night for the bucket. More of a core than an actual drive shaft. This thing needs a lot of work and needs new U-joints. The center support bearing is fucked, and the drive shaft's not even aligned. So there's a sick drive shaft right down the street from my house, basically Oceanside Drive Line. They are a freaking gods of drive shafts. So I'm gonna send that down there. They're gonna redo all the U-joints, they're gonna balance it, put a new center support bearing and all that stuff. So I gotta send that in, and then we'll be bitching for a drive shaft. But today I want to get this transmission ready to go in, and then hopefully we can pull that long block out today. But we got some things to do. I got to change the fluid for one. I bought a new like shift selector rod that goes right here, but I found out that I don't have the pin that goes through it, which sucks ass. But we're going to take it off of that one. I want to snag the hardware off that, put the flex disc on, and then it doesn't have any of the little shift fork guts. That has it. Surprisingly enough, the exact same part numbers for both transmissions. So the spring, the pin, and the actual clutch fork are the same, so we can throw that all in. I'm not going to throw the throttle bearing in just yet. We'll wait to do that for the clutch, but I want to get this thing just about ready to go in. And then we're going to get the long block out. We might torque the cylinder head bolts today. I'm going to wait to get the oil pan off and do all that stuff. Because we are going to be boosting this motor, I want to get this motor like basically ready to be turboed. And one aspect of that is the oil drain on the oil pan. Now what I don't want to do, I want this basically to be a bolt-on turbo kit. I don't want to fuck with the long block at all. I don't want to pull the motor out, any of that stuff. Just make it simple. And one of the things that needs to happen is we need to get an oil return on the oil pan. So I have a little mix of AN fittings here. These are AN10, and we're going to take one of these. I have some spare oil pans over here. Something like that over here. Somewhere over here, just for the oil drain for it to return in. So we got to get that done. I'm not going to do that myself because I don't have an aluminum welder, so I'm probably going to have that done maybe at Machine Tech. I'll talk to them. If they can't do it, then I'll find someone else who can and get that on. So then I'll put the long block back in. That'll be there. I also need to find a cap for that so it doesn't spew oil out. And once that's in and once the whole thing is on, when I go to bolt on the turbo, I just take the cap off and then run the return line to it, and that'll be that. It's going to be nice that we're actually going to talk about some turbo stuff. So for the turbo feed, I believe it's Rally Road, they sell like an adapter kit, like little bolt that has a feed line out. I think it's AN4. So that'll be the feed line, and then the return line will be in the pan. And then I was thinking about using this whole bypass setup. If I get a turbo that requires liquid cooling, we'll just run a line back there and then back into here. It'll be chilling. So I probably won't crack the oil pan on that long block until I get the other oil pan with this all sorted, minimize the amount of time that the crankcase is like open for, you know. We can also get my shift assembly together today. I got my B&M short shift kit here. I have a brand new selector rod, so that holds the shifter into place, and then I have a DSSR rod floating around somewhere. I just gotta find it. So we can get that going. I got the Hot Boy little selector here, very snazzy. And one thing I found interesting about the flex disc is, like, you know, standing next to the Getrag and the ZF, you can see like the obvious size difference. But even if you just look at the flex disc, it's like significantly larger than the Getrag Transes are. Kind of cool. We're already leaking. Oh, it smells like gear oil. Yummy. That's looking just about perfect there, Johnson. Alright, so we're drained, and if you notice, the cross member on the trans doesn't sit flat, so I've raised that side up to sort of keep the trans a little bit more level. If anything, it's leaning a little bit to the left, so it might be overfull just by a bit. But now we're going to fill her up with some fresh fluid. Oh. Can clearly see the size difference between the Getrag and the ZF though. Yeah. So I want to use the hardware from that because I don't know where my other ZF hardware went. So we're going to snag that. I need to get the little pin out of that bad boy. Alright, let's fucking party. Whoa. Damn, those things are on there. Get on your feet, bitch. Let's see. Can I just pry that off? There we go. That's the pin that I don't have. Well, I have one here. Just didn't have one before. Ooh. We need to get the clutch fork out. Can I just push that out? Not want to stay upright. How do I get that ball out? That's the question. Well, let's go see if that's even the right part. Because if I remember on that one, it was kind of metal. It might have been plastic, but I remember it like sliding out. So E36 M3, part number 6, that's the ball. 23328, and then here's for the 325, the Getrag trans number 6. It's got the same part number, so it is the same, but it's like $1.17 a cording. So I think I'm just gonna go pick up a new one from dealer. I'm not gonna trip too hard and try and get that one out. I need to pick up the little rubber part that goes in that because that has it and this one doesn't. And these are different shift linkages, so that's a little different rubber bushing than the one needs in this. And I think this one's only like $2, so I gotta go pick up parts anyways. It's Sunday, I'm not gonna do it right now. So I think we're done doing trans stuff for now. I found my DSSR rod, but I'm missing the pin and the clip for that side, so hopefully I can find it somewhere in this mess. Otherwise that's gonna suck ass, because then I'm gonna need to buy a new DSSR rod just for the fucking little pin. How neat and tidy is that? It would have been nice if it came with little pins for the shift rod, but it didn't. Alright. Okay, so that probably even made the shift shorter. Yeah, so this little shifter for the B&M kit, it like slides up and down relative to the blue thing, which I think is kind of interesting. So the M3s, it looks like it's a shorter throw, and I have this thing. Kind of wonder why it would be just for M3s though, because the 328s use the same shifter, same setup. For color then, I'm not gonna run it. If I have any issues with that, I will let you guys know. Look at that. So I pulled the DSSR back off. It doesn't fit And what's funny is I think one of you guys mentioned that you had this problem to me in one of my videos before. That little black part on the end of that thing just sticks out too far, so it doesn't go on. And I found a rusty ass file, so we're gonna put some B-Gon on that fucking plastic shit. A little tighter than I'd like. Look at that. Problem solved. And it fits tight. Fits really tight. But it does fit. Now we gotta see about getting this long block out of here. Oof. We out here?
Eyebrows on fleek.
Show game.
She's really ugly.
Just getting uglier by the minute. Ugh. What's going on here? There you go. Yeah, so like 2 days ago I rolled the car out to drain the oil and coolant. And I drained the coolant. And then I roll it back in because I want to freaking get coolant all over the shop. And then I get it back in and start working on it. It dumps out like 4 more gallons like right on the shop floor. I'm like, fuck.
He's like, why didn't you put a fucking paper towel there? He's like, Quinn, you must take this son of bastard bitch apart.
Oh!
Looks like an ugly baby. You know? There's like babies that are supposed to be cute all the time, but like then there's that one that's just ugly. That's the song of your people. Cool.
Stanton. So that should give us more room on that side. On a scale of 1 to putting it in, how easy was that compared to putting it in?
Fuck putting it in.
Fuck putting it in. Taking it out is life. Jesus.
Oh, looky there.
What's us, baby?
Very nice.
Very nice. We are whisper.
I like to whisper too.
I like whispering. He's out, baby. I think the valve cover gasket was leaking, so I'm definitely not going to reuse this one again, but I think we're going to pull it off and retorque it right now.
Why not?
It's nice.
Lemon squeezy.
You could fit the 10 over the 8, so you don't even need to. $5.50 and $75. So there's no sequence here anymore. It's just like just torque them. Just make sure they're all. Look at that. Jeez. That's fucking nuts, dude. I did not expect that at all. Damn. That's nuts, bro. Damn, son. I did not expect that at all. That's pretty mad. Do it later. I want to throw some more assembly lube on the cams, but I gotta go buy some more. Alright, so it's out. We retorqued the head bolts. A couple of them were kind of loose, which is kind of crazy, but I guess that's why we retorqued them. So now we just gotta clean up. Alright, long block is out, baby! And we got the transmission done. Ooh, progress. So now I gotta go run places and buy parts and do things. Alright, I will see you guys the next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep it fresh, and I'll see you guys later.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay